No F-bombs are armed, and they shouldn't be dropped. All right. So back in the 90s, those of you that remember or have seen Star Trek Next Generation, there's this really great episode called The Hunted. It's about a soldier who has been interned for something like a decade because the war he fought in was over and his government didn't want to deal with the problem. I'm pretty sure Patrick Stewart had a lot to do with that because of his personal history. But it was the refusal of the government to deal with the problem. Not the inability. They refused to deal with it. They just locked everybody up. All of these veterans returning home after having done a job that everybody else didn't want to do. All right? That needed to be done. Now, it was a very much a pointed shot at our own government refusing to deal with its problems and its broken toys. Our soldiers returning from war are not broken toys, and they don't need to be locked up. They need to be dealt with. All right? Now, during World War II, or at the end of World War II, as the Americans were coming back across the Pacific because we didn't have jet aircraft, they were all being loaded up into troop ships that 6-8 months before had brought them the other direction across the Atlantic and Pacific. This gave them a very long time to sit there and talk to each other. You know, what did you see? Where were you? What did you deal with? And it does seem like we don't have as bad a problem with post-war PTSD after World War II as we did after Vietnam, as we do after Afghanistan and Iraq. Now, what to do with this, I don't know. All right, I know locking these guys up doesn't solve anything. I know just kicking them out the door and saying, oh, go home, that really did a lot of damage. Right? 3 of my 4 uncles, 3 of my 4 uncles either served in Vietnam or in another war zone where they saw things that they shouldn't have seen. Or at least you haven't seen it. I've never seen myself. Right? I have mild PTSD. I know I should be talking to somebody. VA won't talk to me. Hell, I'm right across the street from them and they wouldn't even return my call. We need to deal with this problem. We need to actually deal with it. How do we deal with it? Well, I'm just sitting here thinking, we don't seem to have had quite as much problems with the Americans coming back after World War II as we do after that point in history. Just saying.